a wet morning this morning, and I'm just wondering how people are going to get to work this morning because it's been raining cats and dogs since I think about midnight, if I'm not mistaken. But a very good morning to you. Today is Tuesday, 16th of September 2025, and you're tuned into WFM Women Radio, the voice of women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. My name is Fumi Bangala.
And my name is Tomu Kewale Shonaya.
Good morning,
can you hear me?
Tom. I can, yes, loud and clear.
Okay.
Good morning, Tom. How are you? Yes.
I'm fine. It's wet in Abuja as well. But you know what? People will just have to get to work. That's how life is.
Yes.
Whether it's raining or is sunshine, we just have to, survive. So people will get to work. They may get to work late. They may get to work late.
Yeah.
They may get to work wet, but they will get to work. They will get to work.
Yes. Good morning, Adeyemi. Let me just get ahead of myself and greet you. Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. Good morning, Fumi. Good morning, Tom. And good morning to all our listeners around the world.
How are you doing?
I'm cool. It's been a raining day. Anyway, since yesterday to this morning. And your place is almost, let me say, half flooded.
Yes, because in Lagos or Nigeria, once it rains, it's somebody had joked with me and said if you pour a pack of
Lagos. Lagos.
So it's like no, it's Lagos. Somebody had joked and said if you open a sachet of pure water in Lagos, the whole place will be flooded. How much more if it's raining? Oof. Yeah. We need intervention.
Absolutely.
Adeyemi, you want to say something?
Yes, you see, I want us to always be objective when we are saying anything that has to do with the society, particularly the environment in Lagos. Yes, once it rains, it tends to be flooded. But I tell you, after a few hours, the water disappears. So we should all understand is the terrain of Lagos. Lagos is an island. An island is a land surrounded by waters. So you must understand that there is no way when you have continuous rain pounding the ground, there will not be absorption at that particular moment. But after that rain stops, the old water will disappear in question of time. So that's how it has been in Lagos. So and it is almost everywhere that has similar terrain in the world.
I agree with you partly, but we also know that we have a drainage challenge in Lagos where we don't have. If I personally don't throw things out of my car or anywhere, because I put it in my bag because I don't want to add to the situation. But we have a drainage situation in Nigeria and we need to solve that problem regardless of whether Lagos is an island or not. Before we get into the analysis this morning, let's just go to the headlines. Okay. Yes, Tom, over to you.
No, I just wanted to say that Adeyemi is quite right. While we were talking, I just quickly Googled, and he's telling me about recent flood events. Lagos is not even one of them. Even Hong Kong and China. I'm putting my hands up. Lagos is a state of excellence, and whether we like it or not, is one of the cities in the world that everybody wants to come to. But hey, let's get into what we need to do. 24 minutes to 8 on Tuesday, live on Your Women Radio. It's a newspaper review. All right, Fumi, do you want me to start,
yes,
do you want to start?
Go ahead.
Okay,
you can go ahead.
All right. Okay. All right. So we are taking on quite a number of newspapers today, but the first one. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So we'll start with the Punch newspapers. Food price crash as agro imports hit 2.2 trillion naira. Presidency fires back as Atiku warns of revolution. That's in the Punch newspaper.
In the This Day newspaper, we have Atiku, federal government's planned divestment of equity in oil sector JVs disturbing. We also have ship services to remain Africa's logistics hub.
The Guardian of today says Presidency counters Atiku, saying rising reserves, falling inflation show reforms working. And federal government suspends customs FOB levy on imports.
In the Daily Trust, we have FCT doctors strike, services grounded in hospitals. The next one we have there is a missed peace deal in Katsina, bandits abduct 55 in Zamfara.
In the Vanguard newspaper, bandits abduct 40 in Zamfara mosque as peace deal collapses. One newspaper says 55, another says 40.
Mm-hmm.
And then still in the Vanguard, it says no glitches, no excuses. PDP wants INEC on 2027.
We're moving over to the Tribune newspaper where it says flood. Ogun state government advises residents of coastal communities to relocate. Also, we have 2027 details of Jonathan Peter Obi meeting emerge.
In the Premium Times, Ozehome says late Jerry Useni late Jerry Useni entangled in messy property controversies in London. And Toby Amuson wins silver at World Championships. You were supporting her yesterday for me.
Yes, I congratulated her yesterday, yes. And then in the Nation newspaper, we have Presidency, APC, slam Atiku over hunger, hardship alarm. Alleged $4.5 billion fraud. Emefiele gets court nod for phone's forensic examination.
In the Cable, Nasu Esesano join ASU to threaten strike over unpaid salaries allowances. And Dangote replies no peng. Our CNG trucks will create 24,000 jobs. Drivers earn triple of minimum wage.
In the pen-pushing newspaper, we have Akwa Ibom State declares 2 medical doctors wanted. Enugu State judiciary workers begin strike over unpaid arrears.
And the last newspaper we're taking today is the Daily Post. Why Rivers crisis may get worse. ADC chair rubbishes wiki for Baratros. Niger government commits 5 billion naira to revive aviation college campus in Mina. And those are the headlines we're taking today. We've actually exhausted a lot of newspapers. And so thank us for giving you the headlines and virtually all the newspapers. Over to you, for me.
All right. The first newspaper is the first headline, beg your pardon, is from the Guardian newspaper. This one says Presidency counters Atiku, says rising reserves, falling inflation show reforms are working. A sharp exchange has emerged between the presidency and the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar over the state of Nigeria's economy, particularly regard and social unrest. The disagreement comes amid ongoing debates over economic reforms and the effectiveness of the Tinubu administration policies. On Monday, Atiku Abubakar, speaking through his media office, warned that worsening poverty and hunger in the country risks pushing citizens toward criminality and social unrest. He cited historical examples, including the French Revolution of 1989, the 1970 Russian Bolshevik Revolution, and the Arab Spring as outcomes of widespread deprivation and government indifference. He also drew parallels to Nigeria's own NSAS protests, attributing them to public frustration and hunger. Of course, the Tinubu government responded through this Bayo Onanuga, special advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on information and strategy. He described the former vice president's statements as grossly misleading and out of touch with the positive developments currently unfolding in the country. He went ahead to list quite a few positives of the current administration. He said noting that headline inflation, fifth consecutive month in August. He also said the NBS also reported a record trade surplus, with non-oil exports now contributing toward nearly 48% of Nigeria's trade balance and crude oil accounting for the remainder. He also said the foreign exchange reserves have also increased to nearly 42 billion from 32 billion at the start of President Tinubu's tenure. He said some states are now able to pay salaries, and he said Nigeria is currently moving in the right direction. Adeyemi, as someone who always speaks to, you typically say, I think if I was to put a definition to what you said in the show, you always say, let us always look at the positives. Let's not always look at the negatives. This government is trying. Did I do it right? And that's what you always say. So what do you say to this? I'm suspecting that you will say the same thing, but what do you say to this exchange between the former vice president? Somebody had said recently, I read it on Twitter, the person said that it's nice, it's sweet, let me say how he said, it's sweet to attack or say somebody could have done better. He was talking about marketing. He said it's sweet to say we could have done this, when you're not in that position. But when you are there, you are now going to have to defend the budget maybe an organization gives you to market their company and all of that. So what would you say? Because this is someone that has been in power already and is now saying, you are not doing well, to put it mildly. Yes, go ahead, Adeyemi. You're muted, Adeyemi.
Thank you very much for me. Well, it's quite interesting, when you see people who have once actually ruled this country and who are still agitating to come back to rule again, criticizing whatever the sitting governments are doing. Particularly, let's talk about this present administration. Knowing fully well that the administration is trying everything possible to put the economy on the right track so that you and I, as Nigerians, we can live the Nigeria of our dream. Like I always tell you, what the government is actually trying to establish, or let me say it's trying to put in place at the moment, is what we call the macroeconomy. But it's quite pathetic that is a person of Atiku's caliber that's actually criticizing Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, you don't say it will not happen. It's an opposition. But I always want an opposition that is going to criticize a sitting government to be objective. Ever since with what this government has been doing, let's ask ourselves this question. Is there no good insofar in what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been doing with the economy? Is there nothing good about it? Why is it that you cannot say, oh, you have done well in this area? It still remains for you to look into this direction. With that is how to criticize with good mind, not just trying to kill all the government is doing just because you want the citizen, the populace, to see the government in a bad light. Now, you see, whether we like it or not, this stomach infrastructure of a thing, we have to do away with it. And that's what these people are capitalizing on. And my take on this is that even, yes, times are hard. The people are hungry. We are all hungry. We are all hungry. Nobody is saying they are not hungry. Prices of goods have gone up. But all the same, do we realize that prices of goods are also coming down? You see, what Atiku should understand is that he also has a role to play. You have a role to play. I have a role to play. We all, as citizens of this nation, we all have roles to play. What exactly are the roles that Atiku and the northern elite has been playing when it comes to the insecurity in the north? The government has been putting everything in their power to make sure that the insecurity in the north is dealt with. What role have they played? I've not heard. I'm saying it with all category and sense of responsibility this morning. I've not heard for one time that Atiku, as the former vice president of this nation, who is seeking a political office again, stand up, condemn all that is happening in the north when it comes to insecurity, and I've not seen him sitting down with the elites and discuss the way forward to quench the insecurity in the north. It has not happened. Everything you and I we are putting at the doorstep of the government. Is it the government that is causing the insecurity in the north? No. And the insecurity, it is what you see that the ripple effect of the insecurity, it is what is causing this food shortage, and at the same time, the prices of food going up. So what exactly are we really looking at as a people? Atiku, when he was there together with Obasanjo, what were they able to do? Were they able to put the economy on the right track? If they have played their role, this aspersion that you and I we are casting on Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today, will not happen. It will not happen. But when they do not put the things that they ought to do in place, that is what this man is trying to fix. And we have said it, whether you like it or not. If you are building a house, there will be sacrifices to be made. That's the honest truth. There is no way you think everything is just going to be boom. It's not automatic. It will not just happen like that. But let's exercise patience. I will continue to reiterate it. We have to exercise patience with this government. And the people like Atiku, please, now let's look at it. I remember in the days of UPN and MPN, when the MPN was a central government, you see what the federal government is not doing to the people of Nigeria then. The state governments where UPN were ruling were being done. You saw free education, free medical health. You saw a lot of things happening in those states. Now, let them tell us, as leaders of parties, what exactly has the governor under their party been able to do that is different from what this present government is doing? Nothing can be shown for that. So what exactly are you leading? Are you coming with the same method to rule or to lead Nigeria? These are the questions that they need to be asked. If you want to, they say before you can point a finger to the speck in another person's eye, look into your own first and see that what you have a clean eye. So, but you are not doing that. What you are doing is that what this man is doing, just to make sure that we have a better Nigeria. You kept on condemning him all because you are agitating to come back 2027. That's not the way to go. If he really wants to win our heart, he shouldn't become an activist at the moment, because that's what they are doing. What they should do is to put some things in place in the states where their parties had a sitting governor that will be different from what is happening in other states and Nigeria as a country. With that, you and I will be, okay, what is the reason why every one of us we look at the direction of Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu? It is because of his antecedent when he was the governor of Lagos State. That's what every one of us saw. And we saw the magic, and he's still operating today in Lagos State. That is why the population of Lagos State is higher than any other state in Nigeria as it is today. Because Lagos State is an attraction. You want to be a businessman, it's an attraction. You want to make a living, it's an attraction. You want security, it's an attraction. So let them do something. Rather than them coming to the social media, coming to the airspace and talk. We want to see, it is no longer talking. We want action that we can see and we can feel. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adeyemi. Don't you have a question for
I just
Adeyemi?
in as much as I hear Adeyemi, I I know that this is what opposition does. You rarely see opposition saying anything positive, even when the government in power has done something positive. And I believe that when Atiku was vice president and our president Obasanjo was in power, opposition would have those in opposition would have consistently condemned. You look at anything, you see anything, even if it's going positive, you condemn. So Adeyemi, I'm saying that what Atiku is doing is what politicians do all over the world. They would always pick on something, pick on the negative in anything and condemn and make noise about it. Because if he doesn't talk, then he will not be trending. So Atiku is doing what opposition will normally do. I believe that APC did that as well when PDP was in power. If Labour was in power, APC would be doing the same thing and PDP would be doing the same thing. And that's why you find OB condemning as well, and all of them condemning. It will be good to hear what you have to say to that.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Yes, like I said, they will always criticize. But you see, I make reference to the days of UPN and MPN. You never see Awolowo criticizing the way they are criticizing at the moment. That's, you see, when you want to actually say you are a leader and you want the people to know that you got a lot in you to offer the people, you don't just come to the airspace every day. Then to me, this is not what is called I'm trying to look for a particular English for this criticism. It is not an objective way of criticizing. You see, when you want to criticize somebody, a government, their policies, you don't come every day, everywhere you go. You continue. No, I remembered in the days of Shagari as the president of this nation. I will tell you, I wonder what we as came on board to criticize them maybe on 2 or 3 occasions. And he will not just criticize them the way they are criticizing. He will just tell you, yes, the way we are going, if we really look at it, the way our ship is sailing towards the rock. If not averted, we may end up eating the rock. That's the way he criticizes. It is not that you say, this is not, he will tell you, things are happening, but we need to do more. And that is why everybody saw him as a leader. A leader is not just for a particular party. A leader is for everybody. It's for the goodness of the people. That's why you want to lead. You don't lead because of your own aspiration, because you just want to be there. No. What do you have for the people that the people can benefit from? That is what is called a leader. All those ones, the way they are doing, they are showing us that they are rulers. If they come in there, they are going to rule us. They will dictate. We don't want people that is coming to dictate to us. We want people that will feel our pain and we go in the direction of our pain. As it is, whether we like it or not, every one of us, we are saying, times are hard. But do you realize that it is not only this president that has this big role to play? Our business elite, what role are they playing? Are they taking advantage of us or not? Yes, they are. Do you realize that the goods they sell to you are now in the market? When you know what the cost, the landing cost, you will be surprised that they have made 100% on profit. Are they thinking about you and I? Are they? They are not. All of them are complicit in this matter that we are talking about. All we only see is just the president. If the president should say, okay, I introduce this policy that is affecting them, everybody, all of us will come and say, it's because they're in opposition. It's because they are this. They are affiliated to opposition. That's why the policy is directed to them. We also, what are we doing? Are we being objective when we are seeing the things that the government is doing that is going to bring the good out of every one of us? But instead, we will be looking in another direction. You see, our orientation has to change to the way we see things, the way we criticize things. We have to, and the way we value life, our orientation has to change.
All
Thank you.
right, thank you so much, Adeyemi. Thank you so much. It is 3 minutes to 8 this morning. You're still tuned into WFM 917. This is still the newspaper review of the Full Breakfast Show. You can listen to us live from anywhere you are, www.wfm917, and we're streaming as well on our social media platforms at WFM917. The phone lines are now open and you can call in. The numbers to call 07000 917 917 or 9155 917 917. You can text or WhatsApp us on 08155 917 917 or 0703 756 537 756. Those are the numbers to call and send us a message on. Before we take any messages, let me check. We have a call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh, we lost that call. Please do well to call us back. Over to you, Tone.
All right, thank you very much. It's 2 minutes to 8, this Tuesday, 16th of September. I'm just going into the Cable online news now. And the Cable said the Joint Action Committee of the Non-Academic Staff Union and the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities, they have issued a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government, threatening to embark on an indefinite strike. Why? They are demanding the payment of salaries that have not been paid, 35% salary increments that have not been paid, and a fair distribution of the 50 billion earned allowances. So apparently they sent a letter sometime in September addressed to the Minister of, for me, we have a call. Okay, let's take that. Fantastic. Hello,
good morning.
Hi, good morning. All right. Okay. All right. Let me just continue.
Carry on, please. Yes, please.
So yeah. So apparently they sent a letter to the Minister of Education stating that they were compelled to issue the strike notice because the government has failed to address their grievances despite several reminders. And they cited. Oh, all right. Good morning. How are you? Good morning. Thank you. What's your name, sir?
Good morning. This is Angelo Gibson calling from Ogba.
Okay. How are you? How is Ogba this morning? How is Ogba? Okay. All right. So let's have your thoughts and comments.
You always speak my mind. I agree with you 100%. Actually, there is hunger in there, but not people like Atiku and not those parties that, in fact, they should be in prison for now. Because they are the people that put us in the situation where we are today. Because Nigeria, we don't hold like that. And that's why people like you. Yesterday I studied that, yes, people are really suffering, many people are dying because of hunger and everything. But when you look at what this man is doing, and the many people are saying he's doing, I'm not an economist, but and where he has done, let us do it. Where he has not done, make us try to put in that. Constructive criticism, not people that they come and grab power. That's what you need. Because if they do and get away in this section, they will not get away from God Sunday. On Dangote, the final Dangote team, anything Dangote return, I don't know whether Dangote really means well. Look at Dangote when it comes to school, 20,000. Because now that it comes 20,000, 11,000 naira. So if Dangote really means well in Nigeria, if you try and do something that makes people happy, I've enjoyed this nation before. I still enjoy it. Let us all, like a man has said yesterday, almost all are corrupt. As your country, one at easy or other, so it's working back at us. So we should always do the right anywhere we are. If we do that, that is in Nigeria we're taking. That better than we come up. So if we fail and we are praying, that means Nigeria will not come. God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Adeyemi, do you want to? He's acknowledging what you have said. Let me just quickly read a few comments here before we go to the before I continue on that one, because it's always good to respond to comments from those who are joining us. The first one I'm going to take is from Mayor from Ikotunigbe. Mayor is a regular. Morning, and morning. Good morning to you too. He said, well, it rained all night up until now. Fantastic. So I'm going to summarize because I'm going to summarize. Mayor is saying that the president has cut short his visit. He wants to know the difference when he is. I'm not going to read your comment, actually. I've chosen not to read your comment, Mayor, because you can be a little bit, you're not too civil in the things you write. And we have a duty to ensure that the information we pass out does not incite, to ensure that the information we pass out, in as much as there's freedom of speech. I'm not going to read this one. I think I can take that decision. For me, you've seen the message as well.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So I think
yes,
I'm taking the right decision on our behalf, right? Thank you. I'm not going to read that. Now I will look at, and that is just a lesson to others. There's freedom of speech. We are happy for you to call in or send messages to us, but you have to be civil, and you have to show some respect to other human beings, even when you disagree with them. There's a way you can, and I think people need to learn from Mrs. Okoli, who would still respond and express the way she feels, but in a very decent way. And that is what you need to do, Mayor, because we're also human beings and we need to inspire people in the way we talk and the way we react to other people, because there are younger people who are watching and listening. And, your name is being called. So, Mayor, I'm not going to read this. And I think if you continue to use this kind of a language, we're going to stop acknowledging Young Women Radio. And I think this will be the last time we would give this warning to you publicly like this. You want to make comment about anybody, be civil about it, right? Thank you. Let me now go to Barrister Ugo Osuji. Barrister said, good morning, Women Radio FM. A presenter for me, co-host Tom and analyst Adeyemi Adeolu. Good morning to you too, Barrister Ugo Osuji, and I hope your first act is fine this morning. Now, he said, President fires back as Atiku Abubakar warns of revolution in Nigeria. Will Atiku Abubakar lead this revolution or be at the back with the family while Nigerian youths stewed in their own juice, occasioned by careless talk of an elder statesman in the person of Atiku Abubakar? That had been on democratic evangelism. Democratic evangelism since 1993 till date and still counting. Is it not high time Atiku Abubakar buried that his overvaulting ambitions of nurturing a champagne appetite of being a Nigerian president, not knowing that it is not yet time for the presidential office to go to the north till 2031? And that is Barrister Ugo Osuji. Fumi has some messages. So Fumi, please read your messages, and I guess Adeyemi can just summarize.
Speaking of,
thank you, Fumi.
Speaking of Mrs. Oboli, she says, good morning, beautiful Fumi, Madam Toman, your guest. Thank you so much. Trust you all had an amazing night. Yes, we did. First off, Atiku is only playing the role of an active opposition, and I would have preferred he criticized the present administration constructively. Having said that, let's not throw the baby with the bathwater. Focus on the message and not the messenger for a bit. Indeed, things have gone on a downward curve because the President Tinubu-led administration got into power, and one can understand the clog in the wheel of its progress, hence the slow motion. Whenever people raise an eyebrow or frown at the present state of affairs in this country, Mr. Bayo Ononuga will be spot on to defend his boss and even insult critics in the process. Mr. Adeyemi, you and I would agree that the president's reforms have not been effective since the Renewed Hope agenda, and that is my reality as the average Nigerian. The APC-led government should stop giving me statistics, propaganda, and paperwork and live up to its campaign promises. Is that too much to ask? Thanks for your time. That is from Mrs. Oboli Ikorodu. Then we have Olusoga Ajayi, who says, queuing in lines for fuel unavailability. It's what the government wants. With Dangote Refinery, if they still want us to queue, we will definitely queue, Mr. Dangote. But kudos to you for the job. Respect. 1 year into Africa's largest refinery, and we're seeing lower petrol prices, job creation, and a new era of energy independence. This anniversary is for every Nigerian. Olushoga Ajayi from Udonla, Ikorodu. Yeah, those are the messages. Adil Luadeyemi, would you like to respond to Mrs. Oboli and Olushoga Ajayi?
Well, thank you.
And barrister.
Thank you for me. Well, you see, Madam Oboli, yes, we may say I'm not, no, like you always know my position. I'm not disputing that times are not hard in Nigeria. Times are hard. But what I'm saying, essence, is this. You see, we cannot outrightly condemn the policy of Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu as it is today, knowing fully well that over the years, every successful government have been patching the economy. That cannot continue if we really want to get to where we are going. You cannot continue. It's like your building is bad, and all you continue to do is to patch. When you patch this place until you decided that okay, you are going to do a proper rehabilitation. That is where you can get it right. That is where you can live under a comfortable roof. That is exactly what I believe, and you and I can see that this present government is doing. Yes, times are hard, but you know that it will not just happen in a day. This same process that you and I we are going through as a nation, other nations that embark on this same process also went through it, and the first 2, 4, 3 years, it wasn't as easy as it is with us today. They also face the same challenges. So, but let us exercise patience, and like I said, let every one of us continue to play a positive role. If what I am selling or what my services to the people can be such that I can make affordable, let us do it. Rather than say we want to make 200% profit on our products. The people that is going to receive it are the people that are going to pay for that product. And those are the people that will be feeling the pain. While you and I will be laughing now, we have made profit. No, that profit is not godly. We must all understand this. And somebody spoke about the numbers of trucks, 4,800 trucks that will be in job creation. Yes, good, there will be job creation. But do you know that there are other means through which this fuel and other petroleum products can be transported without having to think about the hazard, the fatality on the road caused by Dangote drivers, and even the oil spillage on the road that will cause inferno and destructions here and there. And it also kills a particular economy, part of the economy that ought to be thriving. That is why our railway system at a particular time was zero level, was at zero level, because of these people who are into haulage. That is why the railway line then was killed. Thank God that people are coming to the present government and the previous government understood the need to revamp that area. And that is why you and I, if I want to travel now, I'm praying that like what the president's governor of Lagos State said. That means that if I want to travel between CMS, no, Marina and Ekpe in the course of time, I can decide to go through train rather than driving on the road. So with this, you will save traveling time. There won't be need for you to congest the road with vehicles. So all these we are trying to look at. And that is why I said it is important for every one of us. We have to put our hands on deck. Everybody has roles to play. It is not only the government at the center. This government at the state level also have their roles to play. The government at the local government level have their role to play. Then businessmen have their role to play. We as citizens, we all have our roles to play to make Nigeria work. Nigeria can only work when our hands are together, when we have the same mind. That's the only time Nigeria can work. But when we have diverse mind, there will be no unity in our effort, and there's no way we are going to achieve our purpose. So we must understand this. And like my learned colleague friend rightly said, Oga Atiku should understand. He needs to sit back. By now, Atiku ought to be a godfather, educating politicians, the young ones, how to go about politics, rather than for him vying for the seat of the president. No, and it is said, whether we like it or not, for us to have a balanced political space, as it is today, it is the turn of the South. Whether Southeast, Southwest, South, it is the turn of the South. Whoever emerges come 2027 as the president of this nation must come from the South, not the North. The North have expended their 8 years in the person and the administration of late Alhaji Muhammadu Buhari. So it is a time for the South. And they should please understand, it is not their own personal interest that matters. It's the overall interest of this nation, Nigeria, that matters. And the only way that we can say, okay, we have a country where everyone has a sense of belonging, it is until we make sure that this 2027, the presidency of Nigeria comes to the South. Until then, thank you.
So I just quickly wanted to say something. I think it's Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States of America. I think he lost election 5 times. He contested and he lost 5 times. I think 4 or 5 times before he became the president. So is Atiku doing something different from that? Adeyemi?
When you look at it very well, Abraham Lincoln, at what age? At what age? That's the question we're asking.
Okay.
And don't forget, Abraham Lincoln was never at any point close to that position. He was never the vice president of the United States of America at the time.
Okay.
Which means he did not have any share of any say or anything to do with the policy of America then. Atiku, we saw what they did together with Obasanjo. He admitted that they messed up Nigeria. So what exactly is it going to do right?
I hear you. I hear you. And you know what? Adamawa State. I think there was a piece I was working on a couple of years ago. Adamawa State, where Atiku is from, happens to be one of the poorest states in Nigeria. I've been there twice. It happens to be one of the poorest states in Nigeria. So I would have thought that Atiku would have done something for us to have a Dubai. An Adamawa, a Dubai style kind of Adamawa with his position. For me, over to you.
So I have a question. Yes. My question is, you triggered this question actually, Tom, which is we already have a culture of, people who've already been in power wanting to come back into power. So if Adeyemi is saying now that, well, Atiku should be an elder statesman, and all of that. We had Buhari, who had been in power, then also tried a couple of times and came into power. So it's like you're saying, how human beings are. So now that is my turn. Africans. Like now that it seems like I want to go again because I didn't hear you saying this to Buhari. How human beings could think. Now I'm trying to put my leg in the game again, and you're saying I should be an elder statesman, beg your pardon. What happened where was this energy when Buhari was trying it? What would you say to that question? Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. You're right. Come to that perspective, but the truth of the matter is this: why most of us did not criticize Buhari then was because of the state of the nation then. We needed somebody of Buhari's reputation back when he was the military head of state of Nigeria. We knew what happened way back from December 31st, 1983 to August 25, 1985, when before Buhari was overthrown by Babangida and others. You saw that was when war against indiscipline was introduced in this nation. We saw how politicians were jailed. We saw everything that they put there that was checkmating everything that you and I. That was when we have the essential commodity. When prices of goods were so horrible that the government has to come in to make sure that this essential commodity can be able to reach the common man. So we saw what they did then. That was the reason why we all agitated. Because of what the state of the nation as at then. That's why everybody was saying, okay, let's even give him a try. Maybe it's going to make a difference. But you know, it's quite unfortunate that when he came on board, he couldn't do it. With all that he had, with the record, he couldn't do it. So now tell me, this is somebody whose record is actually bad.
Okay.
Somebody whose record was good could not do it. This is why his record is bad, and he wants to come back. And he told us, don't forget, he said it clearly on the airspace that he's coming is to sell the national, what do you call it, NNPC, and to make his cronies billionaires. That is his own objective. That's the aim of coming to the to governance. So is that the person you want to come and lead you? No. That's not what we want. We desire a better Nigeria, a Nigeria that works, a Nigeria where you and I can prosper. That's what we are looking for.
You're very right. You're very right. So things are taking a different shift this morning. We've had loads of comments, and we have to read some of them. So let me just quickly pick up on this one. This is additional Wasiu from Ikorodu. Top of the morning to you in the studio. Good morning to you, to additional. On Atiku's statement that the economic hardship, he wants to start a revolution. I hope Atiku's children will lead the revolution, because from his statement, he wants to cause anarchy, and he is among the people who created this problem, because his former boss acknowledged in his book, Under My Watch, where he said that the money that can feed Nigeria are in the hands of Atiku. It's unfortunate that the people that are supposed to be ashamed are the ones who want to lead the so-called coalition, and that's Wasiu. I also have from Evangelist Shegun Oyedeji, happy wet day for me, to one Adeyemi, happy wet day too. Nigerians are always after stomach infrastructure. They want a dilapidated building restructured, leaving everything inside intact. People like Atiku should be booed for inflammatory and inciting people to revolt against the government, which he once championed, but abused his position to amass wealth. The epileptic power supply today was caused by him. The elites in the north are feeding fat on insecurity, and Atiku is saying nothing. Many are cursing the president daily, yet we all have hands in the economic woes of the country. Politicians in this country should have a rethink on how to salvage the country. And I think the last one, I am going to, no, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. For me, do you have any further comments?
No, not at all. I knew you were not going to take that message.
Yeah.
I wanted to, like, let's give you the privilege of reading, of seeing if your message is okay this time.
Dayo,
yeah,
that message is from you, Dayo, and I just want you to know that we will no longer take any comments from you on Women Radio, except if you tender an apology to Nigerians. Once you tender a public apology to Nigerians, we will read your public apology out, and we can now bring you back as part of this family. Our job at Women Radio is not to create any chaos in Nigeria. We're here to inform, we're here to educate, we're here to ensure there's national development. Most importantly, We are unapologetically female, and our job is to ensure that the voices of women are amplified, are heard, and that the women agenda is put on the national agenda. We will not condone the likes of you, Dayo. We will not condone people who are perpetrators, who are abusive, who are very negative. We will not condone you on this radio station. But when you apologize, we will forgive you and we will bring you back into the fold. For me, it's 22 minutes to 22 minutes after 8. I'm just wondering if Adeyemi just quickly want to gloss over the challenge, the problem with ASU and NS-ASU. You know, do you just want to quickly say one or two things on that for us, please, Adeyemi?
Well, thank you very much. You see, the truth of the matter is, NASU and SASU and ASU, I think what the government should look at is that they should stop differentiating them. These are university staffs, whether academic or not academic. When it comes to salary scaling and everything, there should be a uniformity. There shouldn't be anything like disparity, you know. Everybody, all of them, they are all working together for the progress and the good of the student and the university. So there should be, the scale should be, if you are at this particular level, whether you are an academic staff or non-academic staff, you should have equal salary. There shouldn't be any disparity. Because don't forget, yes, one will be a professor, but a professor is in the academic, while a principal is in the non-academic. And even some non-academic are professors too. So why is the disparity? So I think that's the area they should look into. When they're able to look into that area, you will see that even when there's going to be agitation, it will not be segmented. It will not be today is ASU, tomorrow is NASU. Everybody will come together at once. And when cases like this will never come up, because by then everybody will be earning what is equal to the other. So I think that's the only way I think we should look at it. And that the government, they should try in as much as they could. When there is a negotiation, they should always make sure that they fulfill their obligation when it comes to that. It's very important. And that's what makes you a credible, responsible, and responsive government. We must understand that. It doesn't matter who you are. The moment you give your word, let your word be a debt that you know that you will pay. So that's to my own taking. And ASU as well, and the body as well should understand that they are not there just for the money only. They are there to make things happen. But